Okay, be honest here. When was the last time you actually thought twice about your hairbrush? Or maybe even you've been using the same brush for years and you're not even sure you like it. Well, in today's Style File, we are taking you to hair school, helping you understand all of the different types of brushes so you can get the right one for your hair type. Studio 5 style and beauty contributor Megan Moore is here to help. We have to stop and celebrate.
Oh, we do?
Something chic and beautiful and wonderful. Meet your new beauty contributor, Megan Moore. Look at the haircut.
Toss, toss.
Toss, toss in your Glinda. It's so chic.
Thank you.
It's so beautiful. And if you haven't seen the reel on YouTube, on Instagram, may I discuss?
Oh, of course, please.
This was emotional for you.
So emotional. I didn't used to be a person that was attached to hair, but somewhere along the line, I kind of got paralyzed in the long hair and it felt like my identity. And I wanted to change it for years, but it was like so hard to get over that. And I cried. I cried before, during, and after.
I was a little surprised.
I know, me too, because that's not my personality.
Yeah.
But it was just this like intense, like,
oh, women get it. Yeah.
Paralyzing fear that I was going to regret it.
Right.
It was the fear of regret. But then it happened and I cried after a little bit. There was a little regret. And now I love it. So
to the brave stylist who took on your hair, well done.
Thank you.
It looks so good.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay, hairbrushes. Now back to hairbrushes. You recently were talking to clients and you realized that women don't give a lot of thought, but maybe they should.
Yeah, there's no education in this. And I had a client literally last week and she was like, I feel like my brush is maybe causing breakage. And I said, well, what type of brush are you using? And she told me, and I was like, yeah, that's the complete wrong brush for your hair type. But she didn't know. And it was my fault because I didn't educate her, right? So I want to put it out there to help women kind of understand the makeup of brushes and reach for the right one.
All right, key things to consider when shopping. I'm one of those women, I've never thought about it.
Yes.
The bristle material.
Yeah, what's the bristle made out of? There's different bristles out there. The most common are going to be a boar bristle, which is a natural brush.
That's premium, right?
Yeah, and this is going to be, boar bristle is natural. It's going to distribute oil through the hair. It's going to be soft. It's going to be great for shine. So if you're looking for shine, boar bristle could be something that you reach for. We've got synthetic bristles that are plastic or nylon. These are kind of the most standard bristles, what they're made out of. Now they're great. They're just kind of run of the mill. The only downside with these is sometimes they cause static. So if you have staticky hair, that might not be the right material for you. And then we've got metal options out there too. Now these are great. They don't warp the way that this one can, but they can be a little bit more intense, right? So you kind of, and they could scrape the scalp. So it kind of depends on what your need is there, but make sure you're paying attention to what type of bristle am I using.
Is there benefit with the metal to the scalpage?
Yeah, so it can, again, it's going to be harsher on the scalp. Some people can love that and tolerate it. Other people are too sensitive for that. So you've got to kind of pay attention to what your needs are.
Okay, bristle material, bristle type.
Yes, so bristle type. So there's two different main ones. There's a ball tip bristle, which has a ball on the very end.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's just a needle type bristle that doesn't have a ball. Now there's pluses and minuses to both. A ball is going to be more massaging on the scalp, right? It's definitely going to feel better, and that's why it was invented. It's also going to serve as something, they're like almost like little fingers that pick up the hair. So if you're trying to generate volume,
like a pony.
Yes, they're going to kind of pick it up and get it off the scalp.
Okay.
So a ball is great for that. And then the needle isn't going to do that. The needle's going to go all the way down to the scalp, but it's not going to pick up the hair. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for, right?
Okay.
Two different options there.
You say density matters.
Density matters big time. So density is how close the bristles are together, right? So a boar bristle brush like this one is so dense. Look how close they are together.
Yeah, touching.
Now what's that going to do? It's going to keep the bristles on the surface of the hair. So this is great for smoothing. It's really great for distributing dry shampoo, but it's not going to go all the way to the scalp. So you may need to think about that if you need to get to the scalp, or I just want to smooth and keep the brush on the surface.
That's not your detangler.
That is not your detangler.
Yeah.
Now something with the bristles spread out more is your detangler, right? It's going to go all the way down to the scalp and it's going to create ribbons of hair. So if I've got curls and I want separation, then I want something with a lot more loose density where they're spread out, right?
Speaking of loose, does the bend matter, the bend of a brush?
Big time. So this is the one I would say pay attention to the most, and to know this, you've got to touch them. You've got to be in person, so don't order these online. So that's your flexibility. How much are these bristles moving around?
Why is that so important?
Because if you've got fragile hair that breaks, you do not want a stiff brush. You want one that's going to bend and be soft. So if you're bleaching stretching your hair, if you've got fragile hair that breaks really easy, you need something that moves around. If you've got that coarse, heavy hair that can handle it, then it can be a stiff bristle and it's gonna get through that thicker hair, right?
I didn't even think about that.
So your hair versus your daughter's hair is gonna be totally different because you're really dense where you've got those baby blondes. They're gonna need something that's not nearly as they need the flexibility, whereas you don't really need it.
Got it. So the actual brush doesn't bend, it's the bristles.
It's the bristles and how much they sway, right?
Oh my goodness, yes, of course. Okay, and then heat. You say take into consideration heat.
Yeah, if you're gonna be using heat with a brush, make sure you're using a brush designed to do that. I see women use a paddle brush that's not designed for heat all the time. So you're gonna know that it's designed for heat because it's gonna have holes in it, it's gonna have airflow. So air can travel from one side to the other. It's also gonna be made out of something that can absorb heat and conduct it. So like ceramic or tourmaline is going to heat up to give you more shine.
So if I round brush with boar bristle, is that a bad deal?
It's going to be thinking about smoothing more than airflow. So it probably takes you longer to get your hair dry because there's no airflow.
It does take me a long time.
Yeah, so that's the priority of smoothing versus airflow. So what's your priority? You've got to figure out your priority and then go to that.
I mean, I do want my hair to be as shiny as yours, but that's not going to happen. So maybe I'll cut the time.
Yep.
Okay, we've got a minute. Take us through your favorites.
Okay, I brought a few that I really, really love. I'm not sure which one is first on your list.
Let's go with the Olivia.
Okay, so these are my favorite for curly hair. So these are their no snag curly brushes. They come in 3 different ones. This one is the most spread out, so it's going to be for hair that's like really coily curly. But then they have one that's going to be for regular curl or wave, and so it's really cool. And these ones have a lot of flexibility here, which is neat. But the bristles themselves are actually really dense, so great for detangling and creating ribbons in curly hair.
I need those. Tell me about the wet brush you love.
Okay, this one is a wet brush designed for airflow. You can see that air is going to go through it, and it also has that heat plate on the back, so it's going to heat up and it's going to give a lot of shine to the hair. This one is amazing, and this is what I use on my blow dry every day because it's fast, but it also has that plate, so it makes it shiny and smooth.
What about for my baby blondes, the fragile hair?
Fragile blondes, we're gonna go back to, this is the wet brush, this is one of their detanglers, but this is the one for fragile hair, so the bristles are really, really soft and they move a lot. So if you have those baby fine hair or if you bleach your hair, then this is gonna be what you wanna use to detangle without causing any damage.
Who knew?
Right?
I have learned so much. Give me a test, I will pass. Teach. All right.
Good.
You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Have to compliment the hair again. And great job, guest hosting.
Oh, it was so
when
fun.
I was away,
It was
she
so
was
fun.
fantastic. You
I
were
loved
so
it.
natural. It
I
was
loved
so
it.
many of your strengths on display. So great job.
You're the best, and I'm so happy you're back.
Thank you. Where can we follow along?
Always at thebeautysnoop.com and over on my Instagram at BeautySnoop.
All right.